What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 of AdventureCraft. Now, this video is going to be a lot different than the first one. The first one was kind of a live stream we did, as you can tell, with everybody on the server, just to kind of explore and gather resources. But now that we've claimed our land, I do have a small, I guess, kind of chest monster. There's not a lot of chests around, so I don't want to classify it that, but we've done a fair bit off camera. So let me show you what we've done. First, we've done our wheat farm, because that's very important. We need wheat for other things, and an automatic composter. These are very essential because, hey, bone meal is... Sometimes you don't get it if you don't kill skeletons, and there is a surprise later in the episode that I will show you guys. But if you've noticed in the first episode, we didn't have a lot of trees, so I ended up planting a lot of trees around so we can keep our wood stock up and we don't have to go too far, because the only forest over there is by Shep's house, and you'll notice he's already started building a base. Yes, this man is already built a base, and even on day 2, we're not going to be there yet. Other than that, I have a small cow farm. I've already harvested, so we have lots of food, so we don't have to worry about food. But in terms of materials, we have a fair bit of dirt, which I think we're going to need more for today, and some logs, a couple miscellaneous things. We have lots of food to go around. We don't have to be worried about that, thank God. And actually, I did some off-camera mining, so you'll notice we have some diamonds. So my plan is I'm gonna make a full suit of diamond armor and diamond tools. So episode 2, we already have diamonds. Can you say that, Shep? I don't think so. Going back, we have a couple things from the nether, because we are going to need some of this stuff for our house. That's why it's going to take a little bit to build it. And then this is just from strip mining, but a lot of excess cobblestone, deep slate cobble, and just mob drops. So that's basically all we have right now. I did get a donkey because getting resources from farther away for these projects right now, as we don't have shulker boxes, they're going to be very hard. So having a donkey, or sorry, a mule, I think these are, yeah, mule. Having a mule to carry all the resources back and forth from farther journeys is nice. I might get a few, but I don't have enough leads to carry them around, so we'll have to get some more leads. And in this pit, this randomly generated like this, and the villagers end up just falling in there. So it's like a villager trap. Well, we do have a donkey and my horse down there, but in today's episode we're gonna get started on making all of our gear so that we can collect some resources, because I have a big surprise for you guys. We're gonna get started on this landscaping and terraform it first before we get started with the house, because I want to do something special with this area and I want to make it feel like it's 1.18. So I'm gonna have to make some tools, because we have to clear out all these trees. I planted all these trees to help us, but now I have to take them all down. Now you probably notice I may not sound fairly normal. I do feel pretty sick right now, so either throughout this episode you may hear me getting better, but just please be mindful. Yeah, I'm just not feeling well right now. But the first thing we're gonna have to do is let's take these diamonds and take some sticks, and we are going to build our first set of diamond armor for the season. This is crazy. Episode 2 and I already have diamond armor, and we're gonna make a full set of diamond tools. We need a shovel, and we can even make an axe, and we still have 1 diamond left over, so we'll put that back in our valuable chests. Let's put the sticks back, and we can just take off our iron and gold armor and put in the new stuff in with the old, and here comes the new. I messed up that line, but now that we have all of this, I can throw all this away, make sure that this chest is all unorganized, and let's go enchant this pickaxe. Now that we have this set of gear, I'm gonna go enchant it. I do want to try to get fortune or silk touch on my diamond pick here, because having that in the early stages is actually really helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some lapis lazuli, grab a couple blocks here. I only need a few. I get on the horse, and we're going to head over to Shep's house, because he actually already has an enchantment table, and I don't feel like wasting my last diamond on an enchantment table. So we're just gonna steal from them. We're not gonna take it, but we're just going to go over there, borrow the enchantment table, see if we can get Silk Touch or Fortune, and then we'll continue on with the first project of this season. Now that I'm over here by Shep's building, it's starting to rain, but let's go in. Let's put down the lapis and in with the pick, and we have efficiency. Let's take it. And we got efficiency and Silk Touch. That's actually perfect. The only problem is I don't have Unbreaking. Do we try to go for Unbreaking? I feel like I'm going to regret this, but let's try it again. Efficiency. We got efficiency and just Unbreaking. Well, unfortunately, I find Unbreaking very useful, and I kind of threw my chances away, but maybe we can go back and try again when we get a level or two. But I want to start this project, so let's use the axe that we have now, and we're going to get some of these trees chopped. So I just cleared out all the trees, and I even took out all the grass and tall grass. So now I just have a plain canvas that you can see just borders right there where the grass is. I wanted to make sure there was nothing in the way of when we started building. So now what I need to do is actually go get more resources. Because we're doing a huge landscaping job, I think I'm going to need a lot more dirt than this. So I'm going to go take the mule. We're going to go to the mine and start digging. I think I also need a few other resources for some texturing blocks. But I need to do something first. Using my axe, I noticed that I should probably take the time to enchant all my tools. I don't mind if my armor's not, but if I'm gathering resources, having efficiency on all my tools would not be bad. And this kind of leads to my point of what I managed to find on stream was. So on stream, if you don't know, I do stream sometimes. I'm not going to be doing it a whole lot as I want to focus more on the recording side of the whole content creation and AdventureCraft, but we did end up going caving, so I thought I would talk to you guys and get to some ideas for how we were going to build. And we decided, actually this is the wrong way, and as I was streaming, I can actually put a clip up now. We were caving and we found something. If life was full of good days, then whenever you had a problem in life, you wouldn't know how to solve it. And this is one way how to solve a bad problem, is we now have... Oh, Ron, get out of here. Get the out of here. Oh. 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 Ah. 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 Come back. Come back. Fight back, bro. Fight back. Fight back. Fight back. Yo, fight back. Yo, easy clap, easy clap, easy clap. Yo, bait them. Oh, you didn't see me around the corner, did you? Oh, oh, this one might get me. What's our... Oh, we got a name tag. That's perfect. I don't think we need that. A bucket's actually pretty useful. Another name tag. Cursive binding. That's interesting. I'm going to take you. So in that clip, yeah, we found a skeleton spawner, and now what's happened is Shep has actually taken some time to make it into an AFK farm. Well, not really an AFK farm, sorry, an XP grinder. And if you can see, I can pop into my third person here. We have a little XP grinder. So my task will be to actually make this look a lot nicer. I told him if he made it functional, I would do the decoration. So he agreed, and I'll have to live up to my end of the bargain. So I'm going to use this for a little bit. I'm going to get some XP so we can enchant all of my tools here, and then grab some resources, and we'll come back. So I think I have the area all well and prepped. I moved everything, so I have none of my chests. They're all down here because this is most likely where we're going to be building the house. We're going to have a pathway come down. But I did collect a ton of resources. So we have a bunch of dirt, we have some granite, and jungle logs. So we have tons of resources to start this. So I'm just going to get started, and let's just go into a super fast time lapse. After about an hour of terraforming, we finally have finished the landscape around the base, and I think it looks great. It looks a lot more natural and it slopes down very evenly instead of just kind of dropping right here. If you would have noticed, this was a giant hole, and actually it ended right here. So we extended it out a little bit and we added this hillside or cliffside, whatever you want to call it. I did go with an interesting palette, something a little bit different I'm not used to. I added some granite and jungle logs to act in place of the dirt, and this is something I got from Pearlescent Moon, and I think I really like it, so I might do this a lot more around this area to give it a lot more texture and color. And another feature we did add is we turned this into a pond over here, which still needs to be finished. We just did the basic landscaping, so we will decorate and finish everything later. But I added this in between my house and Shep's, so when you come and make a pathway here, there'll be a lot more than just grass. But we are not finished, and unfortunately I thought this was going to be all the terraforming we were going to do this video, but we have a lot more to do because I don't think I'm going to finish my house today. I don't even think I'm going to start my house today. That will probably be a next episode. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot more terraforming, and we are going to work on the skeleton spawner. It is something that needs to be finished. I want to make it accessible for everybody because it's our only way to grind for XP at the moment, but this area really needs some work. So for that though, I need to go gather more dirt as I've used all my dirt for the front here. So let me go sleep for a second, and let's go get some more resources and do some more terraforming. I probably won't do a time lapse because you're gonna be bored of a whole video of just terraforming. But let's go take the mule over, find an area to start digging, and we are going to get a lot more dirt because we are going to need tons. We'll probably need tons of dirt for this area because I do plan on redoing all these little cliffs, and especially the one over here. If you look over here, this is a very interesting generation in my opinion, and I do want to fix this up because it looks very interesting and I want to keep these archways, but it didn't connect right, so we are going to need a lot of resources and it will be a lot of terraforming this season, but this part we'll leave for another video. Right now I'm just focused on this area right here. One of the things I like about not having an elytra right now is it allows us to kind of use horses to adventure a lot more, kind of explore the area and not just fly around. So it makes gathering resources a little bit longer, especially without shulker boxes, but it keeps us a little bit more engaged to the game. Come on, we got more to go. Don't be losing on me now. So after a little bit of mining, we finally got the resources we need to most likely get started on this. I don't have as much dirt as I wanted to, but I have a lot of grass, and I don't know. As you can see, I do have a light schematic of where the entrance needs to be for the skeleton spawner, but I want to raise up this land, and I think I want to get rid of this small hill here and gradually have it come down towards the water, and maybe just have a nice kind of water view of this area when it's all finished. There's a couple of things I want to do, maybe kind of make this a little bit more natural while we're doing this area. So we're going to have to get started on that, and I don't know if I'm going to time-lapse it like I said, because who wants to see a whole video of terraforming? I know I probably wouldn't, but I'll kind of fill you guys in as I'm doing the work. So let me get started, and we'll have to sleep first, and we'll get on our way here. After a little bit of cleaning up, this is what we end up with. We have a little bit of flat land to work off of. I still have some more to go because I do want to raise either this land up by 1 block or raise it by 2 blocks. I'm still not sure. It just depends how the surrounding area looks depending after the first block raised. But we cleared out this little hill here, and I even kind of fixed up the water line and just made it a little bit better. There was different blocks all over the place and it was kind of breaking apart, so we just cleaned up the water line, and we'll probably deepen out this little area here at some point, but that's not too important right now. What's important is trying to finish this landscape, so I may jump again and try to raise this up a level, see how I like it, and then taper these little hillsides to it. If it looks good, then maybe we'll leave it. If not, we may have to raise it another block, but let me do that real quick because we don't know until we see it. I think it's starting to look good. It's starting to come along well, but we kind of have to taper these little hills to this level ground. And we still got to replace all of this, but overall, it's starting to come along and be more of a presentable area. So I think I just keep working at it, and I don't think we raise it anymore. What I'm going to do is just take these edges here and just smooth them out to make it look a little bit more natural, and bring these a little bit out so it slopes down kind of like a slow slope. I don't want it to drop 3 blocks within 3 blocks. We want to kind of have a nice walkway here. So I think that's what I'm going to finish up doing, and this area will be ready for stage 2. And after a little bit of time, we are finally done with this terrain. I really like it. It came out really, really nice. We have different lows and high parts of it, so it's not all kind of going down one area. And I cleaned up over here a little bit too, and connected it a little bit better with the terrain over here, because I kind of just ended over here because I thought that was going to be the last bit of that time lapse. But we'll have a pathway probably coming down right to the skeleton spawner over there. So again, a couple things that we ended up doing is we brought out the water line farther out, and we tapered back this hill. So it was right about here before, and I tapered it back over there and kind of cleaned up a little bit of the terrain just to make it a little bit more smoother. Over here, I added some high points where we're going to do that granite and jungle log dirt to add some contrast, and kind of just cleaned up this area too. It still needs a lot more work back over here, but that would be another time. Like, I want to fill in this hole and maybe fix up this terrain too, but that will be maybe later on when we start building in this back area. And I did do a little bit of work kind of smoothing out over here as well. And this just makes everything look a lot nicer. It makes everything look a more uniform, proper. I still want to fix up this archway because it would look so nice all done up. So now we have to get started on the next bit. And what is the next bit that we have to do? Well, let's take a look. So the next bit is down this hole. Over here, I've dug out where the new entrance is going to be. We're going to move it back a couple blocks because we want to add more space. Right now, this is what our skeleton spawner looks like. It's a 3 wide. If I go into free cam here, you'll notice that they just drop and go down. And that's a big problem because they end up being full health and it just sits. You got to sit here and just swing at them. So it takes a little bit more time to kill them. The plan is to redo this area. and redo it. How? Well, if we come back into the creative world that I have for this server, you'll actually be able to see this is what the landscape looked like before. So this will give you kind of a good representation of what we did to it. But let's head down here, and I've already kind of changed up this part. Doesn't this look so much better? I still, oh, I forgot I was in creative. I still have to do the floor and the ceiling, find a block that really works well with it, but you'll notice it's a lot different here. So we have a one wide entrance, enchantment table here, different bubble elevator. I don't know why I have soul sand there. And we have an automatic sorter. So this is everything that we plan on fitting down here. You'll notice though, if I go back into free cam, that this part has changed. So now when the skeletons spawn, they'll end up hitting this fence post being raised up into this bubble elevator, taking them up the 23 blocks that they need in order to take damage. Now, what is this piston doing here? So the piston will help cram all of the skeletons into this scaffolding block. This I've recently learned and I'm playing around with, but if mobs are in scaffolding, it will actually double or even triple the amount of mobs you can cram into one spot. So even though we had 3 in the last one, this will still give us the same amount of skeletons crammed into one spot, so we can just swing once and kill everything and get a bunch of XP. So as you can see in action, the piston will open up as this tripwire is activated, opening up just enough time for them to hit the plank, take the damage, then push them into this spot. And now if I hit them, they're all going to be half heart. And then we have the bubble elevator here bringing the items, which are all sorted into these chests depending on their item. Now, how did we get the bows and the armor and stuff that are only single blocks into an automatic sorter? Well, what I've done is in this automatic sorter, the pillars behind are 2 overflows. So we have an overflow for bones, an overflow for arrows, and so that should filter out the stackable items so that the non-stackable items can filter into these last chests, then be disposed if more come afterwards. There's a little bit of tweaking that we need to do, but I can do when we build this in the real survival world. I kind of want to push this back about a couple blocks, and I want to add an overflow barrel over there so that when items are flowing in, if they kind of exceed the 5 hopper limit, then they're not just going to sit there on top of the hopper and despawn, because right now they just kind of flow into that last hopper. So I want to put a hopper barrel so that there is an overflow there. But we'll have to get started on doing that. So that's going to require me to clear out this area, block off the mobs from spawning so that I don't get attacked. And that will be our next part of this video. So let me fast forward and let's get started. So after some time, we finally have the interior finished. Well, basically finished. There's a couple things that I still need to do, but as you can see, like we did before, we have the landscape done. And now when I jump through this magical hole, everything, I shouldn't have taken damage there. I don't know why I took damage, but everything is completed. Now the moss here is probably not going to stay, but it's given me an idea. Dova came by and just randomly put moss everywhere to help out, but he actually gave me an idea of how to finish up the ceiling and the floor. So when we finish the rest of this build, we will continue changing the interior, but everything is finalized. It all works perfectly good. We've already tested it. The only thing that really needs to be done other than the floor and the ceiling is we need to get the item sorter all working. I have a little maintenance room here where we're able to go back and go to the hoppers and go to the different redstone contraptions we have back here, just if anything needs to be fixed. So when we get a little bit more items, we'll be able to go through and add each thing into the hopper so that all of these will be automatically sorted and disposed when we have overflow. But with that being said, that's pretty much the end here of this video. We've done a lot of landscaping today, so I hope that didn't bore you. But in the next video, I have a big idea planned, so it's going to be interesting. So stay tuned. Please leave a like, comment, and share this to your friends if you enjoyed the episode. But we'll be back, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.